Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Miami Nights with Locker Room Talk and my co-host,
Black, in the building.
Well, today we have some interesting topics we'd like to talk about, one of which definitely involves our favorite subject matter and best label to describe as millennials. Now, I don't think this topic is ever going to get old, but again, that's pretty much our label, and we feel like we can pretty much speak on that behalf.
Yeah.
Given that we also have a guest. We also have a nickname for him by the name of Young Malcolm. Please, Young Malcolm, introduce yourself.
How you doing at Polo_Junkie? I'm doing well. Hope y'all doing well.
So yeah, he's our guest today. Hopefully he has some interesting take. We had our last guest, Rosewood. Good guy. Love that he came to the show for the first one. But let's jump into this, man.
Yeah, we got some interesting feedback from you guys. We love any kind of feedback, good or bad. Understand that, as they say, only time will make it better, and excellence is not a singular act. So we strive to make you guys listen, make you guys aware, make you guys understand, and definitely keep you on and in tune. So we're going to start off with a couple interesting topics, one of which things that affect men and women every day. One of which was a little something on the dating scene that I personally surveyed some men and women, similar in age. I'd say roughly between, maybe between about 19 to about 30. Mm-hmm. And we asked basically how would you feel if we started the concept of using a polygraph before getting into what would you consider dating? I guess actually going out on the first date, paying for whatever is involved, and dinner, and whatever happens on a first date. I guess before you even start that, I think it's a pretty novel idea to start something a little more interesting and a little more fun, as you've come with a series of questions for your date, and your date has a series of questions for you. And throughout this polygraph, you basically want to find out some things that most people don't really get involved in on a first date. Big talk. No small talk.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting idea. I mean, like, questioning, figuring out what they're, that's dope. I ain't gonna lie, that's dope. But some people probably won't take that.
No. Wait till you hear some of their responses, though.
Yeah.
That's where things get interesting, and I honestly feel like I didn't have an answer. I don't necessarily mean that I attended the polygraph. I mean, to each their own. But I believe that for every question that was asked, or some of the questions that were thought of, both from men and women, you could see how they pretty much vary and give us an idea of where we're at, considering we're the most interesting generation of our time. Mr. Malcolm, Young Malcolm, all right? Let's see. What would be a question you would ask? What would be your question, your big question?
My big question is, are our relationships really 50-50 or 100 and 100?
And what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
So,
elaborate, please. This is a polygraph. It's sometimes either yes or no.
Or both people giving their all in a relationship as they sing or try to make it sing.
This one's pretty deep. I gotta admit. What about you?
Man, I like to ask for life goals. If my life goals match up with yours, I figure that we on some type of level. So, if where do you feel like you should be in 5 years, or what do you want to do with your life, or what are you doing with your life at the moment to make your life better? Yeah,
I mean, I think some of the guys and some of the men and women I asked, I mean, they kept it simple. I'll have to admit, when we surveyed them, some of the questions that were asked were, if you cared what type of car I would drive, what job I had. But I think some of the most notable questions should be brought up. And let's pick out at least the top three we all agreed on, both for men and women, of course. We'll try to keep it even. First question, female. I'll start with the female. She asked, would you date me if I had a child? Now, personally, myself, I wouldn't. How about you, Mr.?
I mean, I would. I mean, to be honest, why does that child matter so much to you? I understand, to the point, you can, if you're in a relationship with this girl, you're going to get attached to this kid somehow, and you don't want the baby mama, baby daddy drama,
on your...
Right. Yeah, but, like me, my stepdad this is my person. My stepdad was with my mom, and I was there. I respect that man for that. You know, it don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she had like this is me being crazy, like 5 kids by 5 different dudes, no.
But see, that makes you a hypocrite, though.
It does not. Because
Okay,
that's 5
all right.
different dudes I had to deal with. You know, like, yo, why you around my kid? Why you around? When it's one dude, and you know, if I'm with this woman, and we click, you know, I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to be anything. You know, this is you. I'm just here to help out when, you know, you're not around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I felt.
Some of the responses we got from our survey group was, I don't want to deal with someone else's mistake. You think that's a bit harsh?
I mean, what if it was planned? How's that a mistake? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about it? How you feel about it?
So I feel like, depending on where you're at in life or your mindset during that time frame, you know, if you're young and you're still, you know, you happen to meet a girl at the club or happen to meet her somewhere and y'all exchange numbers and, you know, y'all start to, you know, be involved with each other or whatnot, and then you find out she has a kid that way, it's more different than if you're, you know, you're done, you know, let's say hoeing around and you're done with all the, you know, females and you're looking for one female and, you know, she's the requirements, well, she meets the requirements that you would prefer in a female, and then I don't have an issue with it. I mean, you know, that's, everybody has baggage, and, you know, I would consider that baggage, you know.
So
because,
last time I remember, baggage seems to kind of be a negative term.
It is.
So is this person wrong for thinking it's another person's mistake, so to speak? We're not talking about the child, so to speak. We're just saying the era in which the relationship dissolved, and as a result, they're not able to maintain a family unit, so to speak.
Yeah, man.
So you still think that's something you should bring on with no prior experience, assuming you have no prior experience?
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm stuck on that one. I just feel like it's not. It shouldn't matter, to be honest.
It shouldn't matter. Okay. I guess it looks like we're split on this.
Yeah. I'm saying I feel like it depends on where you're at in life. You know, if you're ready to take that on, you know, go ahead and take the reins.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're not ready to take that on, you know, just be forward and up front and, you know, let the person know before y'all get into something serious, and then, you know, you waste time, per se.
All right, yeah, let's move on.
Second
to the
question,
next one.
one for the males, I think the most popular one. And this is one I don't know how to really respond to either. But the most sought after question, and believe it or not, well, would you be honest about your number?
To be honest, man, like
That's the male, or that's our male survey asking our women.
oh wait,
Yes.
we asking a woman. to
We're
be honest
asking
with
a
her now.
woman, would she be honest about her number, and if that number was greater than his?
If the number is greater than mine, I'm like, oh hell no.
Oh, so you feel some type of way? We're not.
I mean,
so you're gonna shun her?
I'm not gonna shun her.
No. So what is it? I mean, let's be honest. Let's be fair.
To me, if it's that high, and I'm like, damn, I must have been slacking, or I need to catch up, or like.
Oh, really? So you're not looking at it?
Nah, but.
So does that make you feel like?
But it I don't know. That's a good one. It depends on like where I'm at in life and where I met her. Especially like we work together and everybody know that.
Should it matter what she was involved in before?
But if you work with her, then everybody, it's kind of bad saying that. But like, dang, everybody gonna look at you like, even though you're not supposed to care what other people think. But it's like,
Now, to our listeners, a great movie on this is called Chasing Amy.
yeah.
Hate to say it, but it's starring Ben Affleck.
But
Check it out.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think it should matter after the fact. Like, if you get to know this person, know they're a good person, and you feel like, you know, you can delete, you know, that past history. Like delete that past history.
Does that past say something about her and who she is right now?
It don't, because some people
sure about
change.
that?
Some people change.
Okay.
Yo, I'm just saying, like, you have some people that were KKK that's not KKK no more. You know, in the past they were KKK. You know? In the past,
I don't know if that's a good example.
Well,
but-
okay, for that. Yo, in the past,
Just be
in the-
honest.
okay, you know, but I mean, obviously, you know what I mean. But if in the
Right.
past she was like young and wild, which everybody go through a whole phase. I mean, not everybody, but people I know go through whole phases.
Okay.
You know,
The whole phase.
the whole phase, yeah.
All right.
That'd be a new one. But anyways, if she graduated from that whole phase, and now she's looking for what she want, you know, and she not hoeing around no more. It shouldn't matter.
Oh, we're definitely going to need some feedback on this. What about you, Young Mouth?
How I feel about this is, personally, I wouldn't want a girl that has a high number, just due to the fact that, you know, it would bother me just due to if I'm like, man, like,
These walls beat.
I think we need to strike that
wouldn't-
from the record.
I wouldn't take it further than a relationship. You know, I wouldn't be with a female that has a high number in a relationship.
But how would you know if she didn't tell you the truth?
Females, I feel like they lie to their benefit sometimes in situations that they feel like, you know, that they can benefit from, or they don't want to lose a certain particular person. I feel like, you know, sometimes females might lie on the fly, you know. So it's just like J. Cole said, you know, she said she fucked about 4 or 5 niggas, you gotta multiply by 3.
Ooh, facts.
So
I mean,
let's take that into account. With that said, is it the end all be all to a relationship? And is it interesting enough that you do that and you get that information before actually going further in the dating realm?
I mean,
Would that make a difference to you? Would you take it any further? Would you guys say, thank you for spending time for this, but then let's part ways?
Honestly, me, myself, I wouldn't even want to ask a female her number unless, you know, to be honest, if her walls are loose. Like,
But how would you know that unless you're doing this polygraph?
Let's see greasing.
you know what I'm saying?
All right.
I'm saying like, it wouldn't bother me unless I'm like, man, like, you know. But that's a question I wouldn't ask because, you know, you got to prepare for the worst. Like, you know, do you
Does
really
that
wanna,
say something
do you
about you? You're too afraid to ask, or is it because
No.
remember, as I surveyed, this was a popular concern.
I would say I'm not afraid to ask, but would you want to hear the answer per se?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's definitely an insecurity on both parts. I can see where there can be an insecurity behind that, but there is truth in everything we say based on our own personal experience. I just think the moral of that story, and there has to be a moral in my opinion, is just because you absolutely adore and treasure the person you're with, it doesn't mean that you will spend the rest of your life with that person or even marry them.
I'm gonna throw a sidebar in there. I think I talked. We ain't really talk. You know, I met this girl. I feel like she had a high body count. You know why? You know why?
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do
yeah. That's why. It was like she told me she used to manage a basketball team. Yo,
If your girl,
and I went in there. I was like, "Yeah, where am I at? There's no walls here, bye." But that's a side note, you know,
Damn,
little
bro.
comedy for the show.
that is definitely
He was in another dimension.
Yo, I'm like, did she fuck the whole basketball team before she came over here?
only in the locker room, ladies and gentlemen. Only in the locker room. Only in the locker
that
room.
shit was
He
funny.
was trapped.
Oh man, the secret's out. The
Hey,
secret's
what's
out.
the next question, man? Let's
Next
keep it
question.
moving.
So we're definitely moving on for this topic. We'll definitely love some feedback on this, ladies and gentlemen. Don't hesitate to comment. Moving on. Next, we want to talk about some other interesting stuff, like most of which involves some level of relationships, like we said, as we stated earlier.
Yep.
Definitely a great novel idea. Hopefully, we get to see more of that in the future.
You want me to say what I was going to say about
Yeah,
that?
kick it off.
So I was talking to this girl the other day, and she was telling me that, you know, she's talking to this guy, and, you know, it's weird. They do everything like a couple, but they're not in a relationship. And I was telling her, I was like, well, you know, like early 2000s, people's like, oh yeah, we're talking. And then you end up talking, you being boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever you want to call your relationship. And then now it's like you're
With a no commitment.
Yeah, the no commitment. Now it's like you're talking. You go from talking, then you go to a bae-lationship. That's what I call it, a bae-lationship, because that's all it is. Bae, that's bae.
I still don't know what that means.
Hey, it's in between. It's like you're not dating, you're not talking, but y'all do everything like you're dating and talking. So it's a bae-lationship.
Sounds like.
So what she said, she was like, I don't know whether to ask this guy, like, hey, what are we? Are we talking? You know, she was scared to like push forward to like, hey, what are we? You know, basically, what are we?
So is she asking what are we?
Yeah, she wanted to know like, what are we? She's like, the guy was like, well, you know, we don't have to put a title on stuff, so it's kind of like, she wants to know how did we feel about that. So I'm gonna ask you, young Malcolm, how you feel about that?
Based on my life experiences, so majority of the time, a female wants titles, even though they're giving everything that is a relationship per se, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
So, is a title really needed? If you're already, you feel like you're in a relationship, you're doing everything like you're in a relationship, is a title needed? You know, females, I feel like females fall in love with giving a title, or you know they feel some type of security in that title. You know, I'm unaware of that reason, but that's what I feel. You know, just how she should just ask him like, hey, like, are you seeing anybody else, or are you
Okay, so
having intercourse with anybody else?
So you
and
think
then
up front on the table?
So it should be like
pretty
a
much
mu-
if he's not,
Mhm.
and then they're pretty much in a relationship.
So it should be like
You
a
know?
mutual
Oh, so
agreement.
just
of not
because
seeing
they're
money.
not sleeping with other people,
No.
they're automatically in a
Well,
relationship?
not automatically, but yet he gives her that respect that he would not go out the boundaries of them two and talk or see any other female.
I've had women honestly come to me and say, you know what, I'd love to get involved. We don't have to be anything just yet. It's almost like she was being guarded, but she just only asked that we sleep with each other. And she added that, hey, I feel more comfortable this way simply because I don't want to get any kind of disease. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean,
would you
so-
agree to that? I mean, let's be honest. Would you
So,
agree to that? Mind you, she's not jumping in a relationship with you. She's just saying, hey, can we be the only ones that have sex
It
as
depends.
a mutual
It depends
agreement?
it depends on how you feel about her. If you feel like, okay, I can do that, go
Right.
ahead. If you don't, do you?
But is that any different from being in
So,
an exclusive relationship? If you think
That's
about it.
yeah. It's pretty much the same thing. I've been asked this question about 4 years ago, and my answer is the same pretty much. You're pretty much in a relationship. Is no other way to look at it. You know, if you're given these restrictions, that's the same restrictions as being in a relationship, not cheating.
Restrictions.
You know, without saying not cheating. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like the same thing is being said, but you change the words.
Well, she said you couldn't do anything you wanted. You couldn't date other people. She said basically, hey, if you're going to start sleeping with somebody else, I need you to let me know.
True.
What guy would say no to that?
I don't know.
I mean, most guys will probably just tell her yeah, and then just, you know what I'm saying, just do what they do and not tell her.
That
But,
too.
you know,
Is that another way of going
That
stealth?
plays on your...
Stop. Okay.
Raw
Not
dog is
funny.
going stealth.
Not funny. Not funny.
Sneak missions, right?
If you don't remember from our last show, going stealth was a whole other topic that we'd love for you to listen in on. Please listen to episode 1. It's our pilot.
Man.
Oh man.
Nah, man. So I feel like, I don't know. She in a relationship. They not in a relationship, and they're not talking. So they're in a relationship.
Okay,
It's not official.
I'm sure that's nothing.
That's
new.
just a new title.
It's a new title. We're gonna call it
we come up
Baelationship.
with new words. You came up with stealth.
That's gonna
I
be
came
the
up
title
with
of our show.
Baelationship.
Baelationship. Man.
Females, this is my thing. Females, become more real. You want somebody real? Be real yourself. Stop beating around the bush. Stop holding shit in that you want to say. Say what you want to say. And, you know, once it's on the table, it's on the table. What they say, just be prepared for any situation.
You know what I say about us too, about men? We gotta stop beating around the bush too. Dudes be beating around the bush like, you know.
Well, we gotta learn to be men.
You gotta learn to be man too. You gotta learn to be man, but beating around the bush don't help nobody too. I'm just saying.
We might as well try to be the voice of reason. All I'm saying is, before you can start getting into any kind of declaration of love or relationships, so to speak, you need to make a woman feel comfortable. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Once she's comfortable and feels safe around you, I mean, let's be honest. You need to make her feel that, you know, she could be totally in her feminine. You know what I'm saying? She can feel like a woman around you because we're the men.
But she gotta make sure she make you feel comfortable so you can feel like a man around her.
But if she's relaxed and knowing this without having to keep her guard up, that's a big part of this.
One of the things about women is some women are, I guess, more alpha women sometimes. And, you know, when you
So
have
if she's the alpha, what does that make you?
you have to be alpha as well.
Oh, you guys might be butting heads. All right.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're butting heads with your woman and she's trying to be alpha and she's strong-willed, strong-minded, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more difficult in a sense for her to, you know, I'd say become more feminine because of her mentality that that she has carried for so many years that it's hard to break down those walls. And you know how many walls women have up sometimes just due to the fact of situations and things that they've been through in their life.
We keep coming back to walls. We need to.
Walls can talk.
If these walls can talk, you know what? Is that look? At the end of the day, gentlemen, if you first meet a woman, your goal is to make her laugh and feel comfortable. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
Let's not
Church.
You
let's.
said when you first meet a woman.
When you first meet a woman,
It depends on what age you at when you meet that woman, cause sometimes I say me, I have some terrible thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
hey man,
Well, I
keep the
would say-
conversation light and positive. I mean, seriously, keep the conversation light and
I
positive.
want to say terrible thoughts, but more of pretty much, animalistic nature, which is I wanna smash, just based on the assets that you possess and that is shown to me, so.
Hey, let's not forget, there's more going on, all right, than just the pussy. Okay, there's way
Oh, yeah.
more going on. Always remember that. Don't fall for the trap.
That's what reels you in,
I guess.
the mind.
Wow, look at that.
So I mean, hopefully, that helps her out. I say, yo, do what you do and let it. If the man wants you, he'll come to you too. I mean, there you go. That's my answer to that.
My answer to that as well is, since you are asking what are we, typically he's doing everything right. You obviously are going to want to know continuously what's going on with this gentleman that you're interested in, simply because you don't have them all figured out. I guess when you do, maybe you won't be so interested. Who knows? The point is, time is precious and don't waste it.
Yep. All right.
Next on the topic, and lastly, I believe,
Yep.
politics with millennials. All right. Now,
Politics is a hot topic with everybody. We got a new president, new
oh man, we
Senate and all
got
that.
new rules all over the place, man. Look,
And
I know everyone is sick and tired of politics.
fake news,
Fake news, alternative facts.
alternative facts.
Okay, let's not make politics so much of an issue, but let's take a spin on politics. Why does politics have to be, the thing that shuns everybody away? Why is it that you don't bring it up on a first date? So speaking of fucking first dates, a real political issue is I actually bring up something current on a date, and I feel some type of way. And as far as the politics go, the politics of dating, all right, the politics of dating with millennials, at least my generation. Should we have rules when it comes to cell phones and dating? I don't know. Tell me. Leave comments, of course.
Yeah, leave comments for that. I'm gonna say something quick on it, then I'm gonna hop back on like the political spectrum. of it.
Obviously.
If I'm taking you out on a date and you on your phone, I feel like throwing water in your face. Like, yo, what the fuck you doing?
Wow.
I know it's a little extreme. No, I'm just playing. I won't throw the water in your face.
No.
Nah, but at the same time, it's just
that
like,
flavor of love way.
Wow.
nah, I'm just like, yo, like, am I really that boring that you're not paying attention to me? Like, or are you just that rude? When I'm on a date, I'll put my cell phone down, put it in my pocket, won't even have it on me. Like, my attention is on you because I'm focusing on you. And I ask you these questions, like we said at the beginning. We talk, and that's how you interact. That's how you know a person.
That's how you engage.
Your cell phone all in your face. I mean, I can see if you were showing me a video, some dank ass memes, as they say. I'd be like, cool. But when you're on your cell phone, I mean, it's kind of like, why? What's the point?
You're in your own world.
Yeah, like, are you not paying attention to me?
Right. I feel as though in a relationship or any form of, when you're interacting with other people and you're having conversation, that cell phones need to be non-existent, I would say. You want to make that person feel welcome and make them feel like you're giving your undivided attention, because the golden rule states everybody wants to be treated how you want to be treated.
Yeah, but
Treat people how you want to be treated.
But as far as politics goes, she was like, something about Donald Trump came up.
Okay.
And I was like, well, if he's got Twitter fingers, why can't I have Twitter fingers? I really didn't have a response for her. I didn't have a response for that.
I think his thing is like he just used to saying whatever he was coming off the top of his head. He really can't do that. He could do it now, but as president, he shouldn't. but I mean, it is what it is. His policies though has been having people going crazy, like the Muslim ban. Even though I'm not a Trump supporter, I really don't care about the government, to be honest. But it wasn't
like Tony.
Yeah, I do love Tommy Moore. God damn.
Like Tony Moore.
But anyways, it wasn't a Muslim ban. It was a ban on certain countries. They're majority Muslim, but it's not just a ban on Muslim people.
Right. Because
there's Muslim countries that they come over. There's only 7 countries. So the media kind of twisted it. Because when I first read it, I'm like, damn, he really banning all the Muslims, I'm like, that's fucked up. But boom. But my thing is, like,
I think we should take it from, not to, I'm taking a neutral approach on this, but I mean, we really have to understand the use of the language here and the verbiage. And I got a lot of listeners asking me to, hey, let me chime in on stuff like this. You guys should bring up more politics. If you don't bring up politics, I mean, look, we're going to tailor our show the way it needs to be tailored. We love our listeners to chime in and to give us their opinions. But the most important thing we want out of this is basically how can we get from this day to the next and be the best version of ourselves. At the end of the day, how does politics tie into that?
Hey, man, it is, like I said, it's kind of your everyday life because, like the stuff that's happening now, everybody's protesting, all up in norms about things. It's kind of like, hey, you're still alive, you're still breathing, you do what you do to keep you moving. That's how I feel about it. I don't know, some of this stuff is just kind of crazy.
Well, like in any relationship, the moral of the story is to give back. And considering, we're going to do that in the best way we know how. Young Malcolm, you got any final thoughts on this part?
I feel like everybody knew who Trump was going to be, but since he's actually carrying out stuff that he said he was, everybody is surprised. We all seen this from when he was campaigning before he even became president. This divide in the country hasn't or isn't even new, I would say. This divide has been set up for ages upon ages, As far as the Muslim ban is concerned, and with the different 7 countries, I feel like this country was founded on immigrants, from people from Britain being persecuted, coming to America, and slaughtering the Native Americans and proclaiming this country as theirs. My stance is that why place a ban, and this country is founded on immigrants. Your parents are not from this country. Your wife isn't from this country, and you're just a front man of people writing bills behind yourself. You're a businessman at the end of the day, and how I think about it is you have no political experience at all.
But you know what? That makes me feel good because I can run for president one day. I'm just saying, I ain't got no political opinion. If he can win it, I can troll through the whole damn election and win. I'll be cool with that.
This is how I feel. This world is controlled by money. So the more money that you have, the more influence and power that you have.
Sounds like
the more that you can touch out and reach somebody.
Money go a long way.
Make things happen. As far as this per se, I was watching this video of Donald Trump on Oprah talking about if he ran for president, he would win. And surprisingly, he told the truth throughout all these years and different things that he's done. He's told the truth. I feel like truth is an illusion to some people because they're used to lies.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you only knew what this guy looked like, he's literally a reincarnation of Malcolm X himself. Hence why we call him Young Malcolm. Although that is not his IG name, it probably should be. Hopefully that isn't taken by now.
But yeah, one thing I want to talk about before we head off is, let me let you go at it, Mr. Miami Nights. The African American thing, like we talked about earlier,
Oh, remind me, what was that? Because,
Well, I guess Donald Trump changed Black History Month to African American History Month.
There we go. Okay. All right. Well, I like, most of our listeners might think that, well, we all take a stance on being, heavily involved in what goes on in our country, obviously because we care. I have immigrant parents, and my immigrant parents happen to not be African descent. However, I do say that it kind of that's a limited view, or that's a limited view on Donald Trump's assertion on that, and I think I don't know necessarily if it's good intentions or not. I think it may lack a deeper understanding of what he's doing. This country has had a long-standing history, and I had to learn it from a textbook, though I was not born here, but I have grown to learn the cultures and grown to love the people. And with that said, I can't say I'm a fan, but it's not about my opinion. It's about what everyone else thinks. It's about what we think as a whole and as a country, and what we do together as it, to avoid letting this go any further. But just remember, people will do more to avoid pain than they will to gain pleasure. Take it from there.
Yeah, I like Black History Month, but at the same time, it's like, do you want to be just called black? And not all these people who did these inventions were African Americans either.
Yeah, he said the term black is an outdated term. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, write that in the comments below. We'll chime in on it.
I don't know.
Interesting fact, though. Interesting.
Don't know if that's something we need to finalize our segment on, but it's definitely what's going on in the world.
Oh well, you know what? I'm gonna throw something else here. I'm gonna rant for a little bit. I talk about Tommy Lauren a lot.
You do.
I love.
You wanna tell our audience what you actually say about Tommy Lauren?
No, I can't. You got to read the comments. I always troll the pages, but anyways, man,
I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm telling the truth, dead ass truth. But I like that she likes to talk about. She's not afraid to say what she say, but when she's talking to you, she's yelling at you the whole damn time, and she's always complaining about like, oh, these people are snowflakes, but she's complaining about people complaining.
What's a snowflake?
I guess a snowflake basically is people who don't have the same views as conservative people. I mean, that's my whole thought process of it. And then if you're a conservative, you call people libtards, all these labels that she do not like, but she throw them around. Snowflake, like, I'm like, you're yelling at people for yelling or for complaining about something else. So what does that make you? The thing that you're yelling at, a snowflake. That you make you a snowflake, pretty much. And she's like you said before, she's a sensationalist. She yells. Like, she kind of like, what's that dude named? Mussolini? He used to beat on his chest and shit. Hitler used to always like...
She needs your attention somehow, right?
Yeah. Gallinger.
Yeah, like, she would do shit like that, And she's a beautiful woman, her tweets, and she used to be popping that back in the day, So I wish I was there to see it. But other than that, like, I feel like she yells so much at the camera and about shit she's pissed off. She's complaining about it. And she's talking about people complaining, but she complains. And the protest shit she always brings up bothers me. She's always like, well, people are protesting, blah, blah, blah. Colin Kaepernick took a knee. Worst human being ever in her eyes, That shit's crazy. Like, can the man protest? Is it because he's black and he protests that way that makes you mad? Or is it because if he's not having your views, you don't give a fuck about what he's doing? You know what I'm saying? That shit bothers me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And does it bother you guys? I don't necessarily have an opinion on Miss Lauren, but I don't watch enough of her segment, nor do I honestly think I care, but maybe I should care a little more.
Yeah, she bring like she'll bring Black Lives Matter into everything. Like, oh, the Muslims are banned. Black Lives Matter are out there marching. Like,
well, I didn't see All Lives Matter out there either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where did they go? Where did the All Lives Matter? Like, if you care about Muslims and like everybody matters, where were those guys at? They was not at the airport saying All Lives Matter. I feel
like it was a combat to Black Lives Matter.
It was telling us to shut the fuck up, basically.
Every time that black people try to make a stand for themselves, I would just say other people try to knock us down and shoot us down, not figuratively, literally, It
was just to shut people up, man. That shit's crazy, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. We know that you have people that actually care for other people regardless of what color you are. All lives matter. And, I believe all lives matter, but I believe Black Lives Matter too. You know what I'm saying? They didn't say that, like at the Dakota Pipeline. Where was the All Lives Matter people there? They was not there, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? we're not gonna go into that. We'll go into that the next time. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. You got any final comments you want to throw out here?
Soapbox locker room. I don't know.
History repeats itself. So the more knowledgeable you become of it, the more that you can be ready and change history.
That's what I'm talking about.
Message.
You know, check us out. You know, next podcast coming soon. You know, we're about to wrap this up. Mr. Black here, or it's what Bruno called me Mr. Black, but I like to be called Black. You know what I'm saying? Instagram again is Yacht Club Black, Yacht Club _Black, Miami Nights.
Easy. Miami Nights.
There you go.
It's hard to, MIMA, right? Excuse me. Wow.
Man,
Please edit that.
No, it's all uncut.
It's all uncut. Oh my God. All right. Miami Nights. That's NIGHTZ. All right. Enjoy.
Throw yours out
And
there.
then Polo _Junkie, JUNKEE. You know, I made it when I was young, but it is what it is.
No turning back.
And this is the Locker Room Talk. See you guys next time. Oh yeah, Super Bowl. Go Patriots.
Oh my God. Don't ever do that again.
Yep.
Nope.
We out.
You ain't trying to bet me though.